The new Breath of the Wild 2 trailer looks incredible. From what I've seen across the internet, that's pretty unanimous. But what stuck out to me the most during it was how open it seemed. From this very first scene of the sky, you can tell this game will be even more about traversing Hyrule and scouring it for secrets than Breath of the Wild 1. There are so many places to explore and things to do spread across this beautiful map, all supposedly combined with classic Zelda dungeons hidden across Hyrule, which sounds fantastic. I, for one, cannot wait for the end of 2022. But I'm getting off on the wrong tangent. Bowser's Fury is the most recent 3D Mario game, and a certain Steve Gaming spoke extensively at how it broke the Mario Paradox in that it, for the first time of any 3D Mario, managed to combine our plumber's classic platforming challenges with its no longer newfangled 3D exploration and experimentation. But I'd like to take this a step further. Let me introduce to you the Zelda Paradox. So are you ready? Wait, I can't be able to say that. I'm on thin enough ice as it is. Unlike Mario, our green tunic swordsman didn't change much in the leap to 3D. While Big Red became less about running and jumping and more about this. Zelda games remained about slashing and puzzle solving, just with a third dimension, until March 3rd, 2017, when The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild released and the world was shook. Like many, I at first held the belief that while it was a good game, Breath of the Wild wasn't a Zelda game. It has now long since settled into its place as a banger Zelda game in my heart, and there's no doubt in anyone's mind that it shattered a decades-old formula and presented us, or more specifically the dev team, with a brand new set of problems. The so-called Zelda Paradox is this. A Zelda game can either have intricate puzzles and a relatively linear manner to solving them, or it can be a completely open-world adventure with less depth to its puzzles. Given that there's only one modern open-world Zelda game, this paradox isn't too much of a, paradox, and more of an obstacle for the devs to overcome. And I think Bowser's Fury was the missing piece that Nintendo needed to fully realize the direction they wanted to take their largest franchises. This whole video stems from the similarities between these two scenes. Of course, what directly captured my attention was the Sky Islands present in both games, which is super cool, but not particularly important. I would love to go into depth about all the theories I have about this trailer, but I'm unfortunately a little late in that train. What these islands mean, however, is the idea of exploration upwards. We know from Bowser's Fury that this idea is not only incredible in theory, but also works spectacularly. For a certain Italian, these islands provided an environment that allowed platforming to be kind of with exploration, inviting the player to try to reach the top, but not punishing them for failing. For a brown tunic swordsman, they're an expansion for exploration and therefore puzzles. Breath of the Wild tried to include puzzles throughout the world with the shrines and the Korok seeds. Imagine a combination of the two spread across a vast, truly three-dimensional world. The 3D Zelda series would finally be expanded into the immersive, exploration-based Zelda game that the world is waiting for. It would revolutionize the series in the way that Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past did decades ago. And with the Mario and Zelda paradoxes finally solved, the future of gaming will be changed forever. Okay, maybe that's a little dramatic. However, it's not entirely wrong. Consider Pokémon Legends Arceus. There are some negative opinions on what the game looks like, but there's no doubt that it breaks new grounds for the Pokémon series. It seems like they took the ideas of Pokémon Go and expanded on them to make what may become an open-world Pokémon game in exactly the same way that Breath of the Wild provided a foundation for Breath of the Wild 2, and how every previous 3D Mario title was engineered into Bowser's Fury. I've never been super into the Pokemon games, which is why this video is about Link and Mario, but it just goes to show that the biggest video game franchises on the planet are entering a new era. Naturally, the next question is, what comes next? And I have a very simple answer. Metroid Prime 4. I only played half of Metroid Prime, so I'm hardly a true fan of the series, much less am I qualified to make predictions about it. However, I'm going to anyways. Metroid Dread is the Skyward Sword HD of the Metroid series, here to give us a little mouth-watering taste of the series before Breath of the Wild 2. And then Metroid Prime 4 will break out of whatever the Metroid Paradox is, and give us an open-world, first-person puzzle shooter. I swear that's enough. I really don't want to become a prediction YouTuber, but I had a thought and I had to say it. But I think the idea is well-founded enough given the current shift of Nintendo towards openness and exploration. Steve argued that Bowser's Fury opened the door for Mario games to become vast, explorative environments while still retaining the platforming challenges they were founded on. I'm pushing that a step further. Nintendo's recent experiments are pushing all of their series to breach the gap between their roots and their most major innovations, and to push the video game industry, or at least my little plumber-themed corner of it, to be better than ever before. Thanks for watching.